Hello, and welcome to day 26 of the 28 Days of Magic. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been redirected here from an oracle reading you watched, I highly recommend that you do the 28 days. I am sure you'll find it very beneficial. Okay, and if you are on day 26 of the 28 days, congratulations, you're almost there. And I'm sure by now you're already starting to experience blessings coming into your life. Okay? So, day 26 magically transform mistakes into blessings. Let's do it. Okay. Turn your wounds into wisdom. That's from Oprah Winfrey. Every single mistake is a blessing in disguise. Today's magical practice will prove it because you're about to discover that there are actually untold blessings hidden within every mistake. A child makes many mistakes while learning how to ride a bike or write, and we don't give it a second thought because we know that through their mistakes they will learn and eventually master what they're trying to do. So why is it that adults are so hard on themselves when they make a mistake? The same rule that applies to children also applies to you. We all make mistakes, and if we didn't make them, we'd never learn anything, and we wouldn't grow any smarter or any wiser. We have the freedom to make our own choices, and that means we have the freedom to make mistakes. Mistakes can hurt, but if we don't learn from the mistakes, we've made the pain we've suffered from. we've hang on here. If we don't learn from the mistakes we've made, the pain we've suffered from it has been for nothing. In fact, by the law of attraction, we will make the same mistake over and over again until the consequences hurt us so much that we finally learn from it. It's the very reason why mistakes hurt, so that we do learn from them and don't make them repeatedly. To learn from a mistake, we first have to own it. And this is where many people can become undone because they often blame someone else for their mistake. Let's consider the scenario of being pulled over by the police for speeding and being given a speeding ticket. Instead of taking responsibility for the fact that we were speeding, we blame the police because they were hiding in the bushes, on the highway, around a bend. We couldn't see them. They had radar gun, and so we didn't stand a chance. But the mistake was ours because we were the ones that chose to speed. The problem with blaming other people for our mistakes is that we will still suffer the pain and the consequences of our mistake, but we didn't learn from it. And so, bingo, we'll attract making the same mistake again. You are human. You will make mistakes. And it's one of the most beautiful things about being human. But you must learn from your mistake. Otherwise, your life will have a lot of unnecessary pain. How do you learn from that mistake? Gratitude. No matter how bad something may seem, there are always, always, always many things to be grateful for. When you look for as many things as you can to be grateful for in a mistake, you magically transform the mistake into a blessing. Mistakes attract more mistakes, and blessings attract more blessings. Which would you prefer? Today, think about a mistake you have made in your life. It doesn't matter whether it's a big one or a small one, but choose one that still hurts when you think about it. Maybe you lost your temper with a person close to you, and the relationship hasn't been the same since. Maybe you put blind faith in another person and got burned. Maybe you told a white lie to protect someone, and because of it, you ended up in a difficult situation. You might have chosen a cheaper option on something, and it went all wrong and ended up costing you a whole lot more. You might have thought you were making the right decision about something, but it completely backfired on you. Once you've chosen a mistake to magically transform into a blessing, Look for the things to be grateful for. To help you, there are 2 questions you can ask yourself. What did I learn from the mistake? And what are the good things that came out of that mistake? The most important things to be grateful for about every mistake are the things that you learned from it. And no matter what the mistake, there is always many good things that came out of it and altered your future for the better. Think this through very carefully and see if you can find a total of 10 blessings to be grateful for. Every blessing you find has magical power. Write out your list in a gratitude journal or type them on the computer. Let's take the example of being caught speeding by the police car again and receiving a fine. So, I am grateful to the police for wanting to protect me from harming myself, because after all, that was all they were trying to do. I'm grateful to the police because if I am honest with myself, I was thinking about other things and I wasn't concentrating on the road. I am grateful to the police because it was foolish to put myself at risk speeding with a tire that needed to be replaced. I'm grateful to the police for the wake-up call. Being pulled over did affect me, and it will make me watch my speed and drive with more careful in the future. I'm grateful to the police because somehow I had a wild idea that I could speed without getting caught and without putting myself in danger. The seriousness of the police made me face up to the fact that I was putting both myself and others in serious danger. I'm grateful to the police because if I think about my own family being put in danger by other speeding drivers, then I definitely want the police to stop speeding drivers. I'm really grateful to the police for the work they do in trying to ensure the safety of every person and family on the road. I'm grateful to the police. They must see heartbreaking situations every day, and all they're trying to do is protect my life and my family's life. I'm grateful to the police for making sure that I arrived home safely and walked through the door for my family as I usually do. I'm grateful to the police because all of the possible consequences that could have stopped me from my speeding, the police pulling me over was the least harmful consequence, and it could have been the biggest blessing of my life. I would strongly urge you to take any mistakes you've made in your life that you still feel bad about, and in your own time, follow this magnificent and magical practice. Think about it. Through one mistake, you have the power to bring many blessings. What else guarantees dividends like that? Right? So, magical practice 26. Count your blessings. Before I get to this, I want to add another one here to this. Because you see, everything has I call it the silver linings. Okay? Like you've probably heard in my other videos, everything has a positive and a negative. So if whatever happens, like for instance, the getting pulled over for speeding, if you see that as a negative, and usually our response or reaction to that is first negative, like, oh damn, I just got pulled over. Shit. You know, but silver linings, everything has a silver lining, okay? And the one I like to add to this one is that extra time that it took on the side of the road when you were pulled over, what if you didn't get pulled over and because of that you were involved in an accident a mile up the road? And maybe not even your fault. It could have been somebody in front of you or somebody else doing something bad. But being pulled over on the side of the road prevented you from being in that place at that time. Right? Like the last one. Because you got pulled over, you were able to walk through the front door when you got home, like you do every day, right? Everything, absolutely everything happens for a reason. So look for the silver lining. It makes a huge difference in how you attract things, because when you're all mad at stuff, you attract more reasons to be mad. But if you find the silver lining in anything that initially would make you react in an angry way, you transmute that anger into a very powerful form of gratitude that attracts more wonderful things to you. Okay? So, count your blessings. List those 10 blessings and why you're grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Choose one mistake that you made in your life. Find a total of 10 blessings you're grateful for as a result of making that mistake, and write them down. To help you find blessings, you can ask yourself the questions: what did I learn from that mistake? And what are the good things that came out of that mistake? And just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened to you during that day. All right. So that was 26 of the 28 days. And thank you for watching and getting this far and all the great, wonderful things. Like and subscribe and all that for the algorithms so that they can do their algorithming. And we'll see you tomorrow for day 27, the magic mirror. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.